Okay, dokie.
Components. Model. Oh, we did it right. Okay.
Pull it.
Oh, we have a link.
We do have a link. Hopefully, said link is working.
Checking.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And I hear audio.
Oh, that's nice. Not like those fake terms.
Sweet.
So I chucked a gloss clear coat on the fire and the corpse tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Schmickaz. Actually looks really good.
I can't even tell when the matte coat's there, eh?
Well, that's the point of a matte coat, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's it, isn't it?
So feel free to
Three
burn
words.
down as much stuff as you want because now I can actually mark it out.
That's
Hang on,
exciting.
I didn't say that. Wait.
No, you've
Nice.
got to.
Uh,
You're a week late and $1 short there, really,
I
aren't you?
really am.
I'm gonna actively never set fire to anything.
I'll set fire to everything.
You'll instead carry fire extinguishers around everywhere.
Yeah, can you just lay out somewhere really convenient a fire extinguisher attachment for me?
I'd make it really annoying where you can use it once and then you've got to get it refilled and it costs you $50 and you've got to go to the local fire station to get it done.
Very good RP.
In saying that, I was just watching a video on Instagram of firefighting balls. They look like Pokeballs that you throw into fire, and if they get touched by fire, they pop and disperse. Um, it looks like powder just
Been in
everywhere.
RimWorld. They've been in RimWorld for like ages, eh?
Of course, yes, they have, haven't they? These ones are real though, and they actually look like they work.
Well, maybe they were based on a real thing.
Maybe they are based on a real thing. So yeah, kind of cool. I guess it's like a fire extinguisher's consumable anyway.
Hmm.
Okay, dice rollers ready. Stat blocks are ready. Stream is up.
You'll just have to trust me. I can't be asked putting a camera on my dice rolls. Where are my dice?
Okay.
All dice are made up anyway.
If my friends felt the need to lie to me about their dice rolls to make them feel better, I would just let them.
Okay, well, thank you for your permission. I will then.
If it really makes you feel better to say all I ever have are successes, then you go right ahead.
No, you got to make it realistic, mate.
It's your game you're
You're
ruining.
talking to a sociopath here, mate. You got to be a professional.
Are you coming down with the dreaded lurgy?
I'm on the back of it. I've been crooked for a week.
Oh, okay. Didn't notice it when I was talking to you last night, but tonight it
Yeah.
sounds that you've got the I please to aim.
Nah. Hit in my throat, probably.
Fair enough.
5 minutes.
Oh yeah, it'd probably help if I put please stand by up.
Yeah, what the hell?
I know, right?
Oh, that's a fuck up. See, this is where your timer, your scripted one is fucking gets you, doesn't it?
That's all right. Doesn't bother me. Because I ignore it anyway. I'll just go, yeah, okay. Well, look, everybody's here. Cool, let's go.
Hmm.
I will be back momentarily.
Mhm. Welcome, Trish. How are you?
Okay.
Good. Trish, what's your favorite color?
Rip.
Rip, rip.
Ben, what's Trish's favorite color?
Blue.
Blue?
Why's that?
I was just wondering.
Blue.
I'm guessing blue is wrong.
I thought purple was the correct answer, but
Well,
what do I
I
know?
thought it was purple, but
Depends on her mood.
okay.
It'll fucking
Yeah.
change tomorrow just to make me wrong, so go right ahead.
Incorrect to change today to make you wrong.
Correct.
It's blue when purple is unavailable.
Okay, that's all right. That's good.
Doesn't sound very favourite to me. And speaking of 20 seconds late,
Oh, he's
damn it.
over.
I thought I just ran it.
I wasn't watching the time, and then I looked at the time and go, "Oh my god!"
He does it on purpose now. You know that.
He's
I
just
don't
Oh
know,
yeah, I'm
no.
running. I'm like, surely I can get a tea just done in time.
This is the gang, I guess. Exciting.
Mm.
this is it. Excellent.
Parking my ship. I will be 2 seconds.
You fucking had a minute, mate.
Well, I was mining, but I'm good to go.
It's all right. He's going to be mining this entire time, so I'll have to repeat whatever I'm saying to Rotclaw 3 times.
Shh. Don't tell the TM.
I've played Knifey Spoony before. Alrighty, guys. Session 8. Thank you all for coming. So, recapping on last session, we actually had a lot go on. So you successfully cleared out the Red Rocket gas station of any undesirables, including some that had wandered along. You managed to secure thousands and thousands of gallons of gasoline and diesel for the NCR. You've called that in, so there will be trucks coming down probably as soon as the rain stops. You then managed to protect that site. Rotclaw became quite obsessed with making sure the entire site was safe, removing all traps from the location.
I just wanted explosives.
Oh, there's that too. Look, you were actually being very noble and making sure nobody was going to get hurt when they came to collect everything.
That
I'm
didn't
not
go into my head. No,
Yeah,
that didn't go
I'm
through
not
my brain at all.
I'm not comfortable with retconning that in. Noble my ass.
Sorry, inadvertently noble, not by intention, but by action. Upon calling back to Abby's Chuckle Hut via radio, the end of the call was finished with Abby calling Major Irving a butthead, so that was amusing. You then sighted out your next objective, which was the scrapyard, looking specifically for bulk amounts of scrap metal. You managed to pick that out, even with Marvin being as annoying as hell. To Abby, you spotted the crane at the recycling plant. Noticed that you had a large amount of floodwater in your way, essentially a river that had been created by this almost week of rain that was continuing. You plotted a way of getting around that, and at the point where you attempted to make the crossing, you were all hit by a large amount of floodwater. Marvin was swept clean off the bridge. Hal and Abby made it to the correct bank on where they needed to be. A little battered, but okay. Marvin and Rotclaw stuck on the wrong side, urging Abby and Hal to continue. They did make it to B&R Recycling, a large recycling plant, which they then scouted out. They have gone as far as investigating a small demountable office that's on site, where they did find the body of somebody who had been recently killed. Attempted to apply CPR to said dead body, even though it was quite clearly dead. They were then shot at by a young woman inside one of the rooms in the office, which they promptly closed and locked her inside by tearing holes through the door and wall and chaining the whole thing together, so she's not getting out in a hurry. Marvin and Rotclaw, still stuck on the north side of the floodwater, continued looking for something they could use as some type of boat, realizing that that was not bringing up anything fruitful. Nothing that would be able to be used as a boat, and a raft would not make it across this raging floodwater. They did manage to spot a large set of power lines still intact and hanging over the area.
Hopefully still alive.
You'll see. So we pick up at the point where Marvin and Rotclaw are going to have to make a decision on how they're going to progress across. So we come in. Abby has just left the office building. Hal 9001 has just finished chaining the door. But we will cross over. So this is the scene that confronts you, Marvin and Rotclaw.
Seems fine.
Yeah, easy.
So what would you like to do?
That's a fucking shitload of water.
Well, yeah.
I was trying to indicate that crossing either swimming or boat is probably not the way to go here.
You hear a voice in your head. Swim across. Swim across.
Okay, Rockwell. What I'm thinking
Pussy.
of is you swim across. I'm gonna take the power lines. I've got enough rope here. I could probably make myself a harness. Maybe there's enough for you. It's about 20 feet, so that, or can you fly?
Well, I've got the TARDIS. What can I do with that? Okay, so if we use the rope, can I attach the rope to one side of a combat rifle that I found? And I'll use like the combat rifle to like jimmy across the power line. Is the power line
Jimmy across.
is the power line secure?
Look, the power lines themselves. I mean, you've just seen this at a distance. If you want to go and investigate,
Okay, so we're not at them. yet. Okay.
you would be just approaching the base of one of these towers. Yes.
Fuck, it means we're gonna climb up them and then yeah, okay. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll be great. Well, unless you've got any ideas, I guess that's what we got to do.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I could blow something up, but it's about as good as my brain works. What if I could take some
Speaking of
jet?
as good as my brain works, when we're starting to get ready to climb, I'm gonna take my psycho.
Yeah, I'm thinking that as well. I'm thinking drugs are gonna help with
I'm
this.
taking my drugs.
Or is it one of those I'm not doing this sober?
Yeah, that too.
Okay, so Marvin, you're taking some psycho, which off memory, what's psycho again? That's
Reroll one
is that
agility
strength?
skill test.
Agility for psycho. That's
Agility.
right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
buff out.
Yeah,
at
that
strength.
seems appropriate.
Yeah. How long does it last for?
Look, for the purposes of this, I would say that it's going to last about the next hour.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll take mine once I get to the base of the
Okay, what are you taking?
psycho.
You've got psycho as well?
Yep.
Okie dokie. God, we're gonna have two like roided up junkies.
All right, we're ready.
Doing
We can do this. Oh, I feel great.
Can I combine it with jet?
For fuck's sake. Sure. So that lasts for around about a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll make
So
that
you
note
might
this yet.
you might want to just have it readied,
When I'm actually going across. Yep. Hey,
so
I've got climbing gear, so that's a positive.
so
Oh yeah.
yeah, if you would like, I would say, Rotclaw, you can climb up this fairly easily with your climbing gear.
Yep.
If you would like to, you can assist Marvin as he climbs,
Yep. I will.
but it's not just a free pass.
All right.
So first thing, trying to make your way to the first sort of cross beam area.
Mhm.
Now the cables that are running across the water are from the third crossbeam up, so we'll be going one section at a time.
Yep.
So first section, Rotclaw, if you can give me a strength plus athletics to heave yourself up.
Athletics. Yep. Okay, that's which is
Yep.
a tag skill. That's so it has to be under the number 5, doesn't it?
So strength plus athletics
Yep.
is your
Which
target
I've
number,
got
so
2
that's
successes.
16. So anything that is 16 or under gets you 1 success. Anything that's 5 or under gets you 2 successes.
2 successes. Yeah. Well, I got 12 and 6, so I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. So you deftly climb, looking like King Kong. Probably feeling like King Kong after you've taken that.
Certainly looking like.
You easily make it up to the first cross member. Are you helping Marvin along the way?
Yeah, I'll help him along the way.
Okay. So in which case, Marvin, if you want to make the same roll, strength plus athletics, and then Rotclaw, you get to roll 1d20 to assist him.
1 success.
2 successes.
Oh, actually, I can re-roll anyway,
Wow.
can't I?
Pwah. All right, so for that, you generate an action point. So Marvin, you're partway up. Your strength is starting to wane already. Rotclaw grabs you by the shoulder and just heaves you up the last section. And you can stop and take a rest. There's a bit of a platform where this first cross member is.
Oh, I feel like I'm flying, man. Oh, this is great. The
This is
rain
all.
just feels wonderful.
This is already a long way up. This is probably scary as fuck looking down. So you're
See, I've done this a long time. You just always look up, man.
you're probably about 20 meters off the ground here.
It's nothing.
That's fine. That's fine. All right.
If we
So
fall, it's only in the water. It's not like it's going to kill us.
I hope you know that any failure of any kind means you get swept away in the river and have to re-roll here.
all right. So moving up to the second cross member. So first off, Rotclaw. If you want to give me another strength and athletics roll.
Okay, so that's 1 success, but with the psycho, I can re-roll 1.
You can re-roll 1. Yep. Sorry, not with Psycho. No, that would be buffour for strength.
Oh, okay. Only 1 success on that one.
1 success. Okay. All right. Are you assisting Marvin on his one?
Yeah, I
Yep.
can assist him.
Okay. So we'll do the same again, Marvin.
I'm also going to take a buff out before I do this.
That's 2 successes on my side.
Great.
So when assisting, Marvin needs at least 1 by himself.
Great. I'm going to re-roll both of those. 2 fails. Oh, there we go. 1 success. Oh, actually, that is... Yeah, just a natural success. 1.
So as you're making your way up to the second cross member, Rotclaw, you notice Marvin is struggling again already. He's peeking out of his mind. You are at the last step. You
Alright.
get your arm
Can I-
underneath his back. You heave him up onto the second cross member. As you do so, the section underneath your feet gives way and you fall down to the first platform on your back. You take 2 physical damage.
We're not going from the second to the third.
So he's fallen back down to the first cross.
Yeah.
So Marvin's on the second. The cable going across is on the third.
Yeah, that's right. I thought we'd got one more than that.
So Rotclaw, you continuing the climb, trying to catch up to Marvin.
Yeah, I'll go again. So that is 2 successes.
2 successes with your climbing gear. That is enough. So you shake yourself off. You steel yourself for this climb. The metal is slick with the rain, and you hook everything up correctly this time. Make your way up to the second cross member.
Now, when I get up there, can I use his rope? Because he hasn't actually done anything with it just yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tie a piece of rope around him, around his gut, and then I'm also going to tie it around me and put it like over my shoulder type.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to head up first, and he's going to be attached to me.
So you're going to drag him?
I'm not dragging, but just just in case he falls or
Okay,
I
so
fall, like
so
with
you're
rope
not you're not just like deadlifting him up the whole way. You're just
No, I'm scampering around too.
there
Yeah.
is a safety.
It's a
More so.
safety one. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
It's guaranteed that we'll both go.
Well, that's the thing. If one of us is going to go, we're both going to go. So it's fine.
Oh, fuck. All right. So moving from the second to the third. Rocklaw, you want to give me a roll first?
2 fails.
2 fails straight up.
Hold on, you can re-roll, remember?
No, I can't because that's on agility.
Ah, right.
Um,
Pass out.
can I use a luck?
Lush.
You can use a luck to re-roll 1d20.
1d20. All right. Ah, 2 successes. But under my tag skill.
So as you're heading up, you slip, catch yourself, fall forward into part of these sections of metal that are crossed over. And in doing so, you fall forward a little bit. You actually pull Marvin up without him even starting yet. He was still looking up at you, seeing how you were going. So he's now part way
there
up.
we go.
You collect yourself, reach back up and wrench up to the third. Marvin, if you want to roll.
I'm going to burn an action point for this one.
Mm-hmm. You guys
I've
really
got
running
one
on empty at the moment.
I got 1
I'm going to
success.
re-roll 2 of those. 1, 2. Oh, there we go. 2 successes.
2 successes plus the assistance, plus the extra aid from Rotclaw. So you make it up to the third cross member. So this is where you have seen the cables that are still intact running out from this power line across the floodwater. And it is quite a distance. It's about 50 meters across that water, then another 10 meters to the next power line, where you'll be over land at that point. So we will break this up into 3 sections. The wind up here is a lot stronger than it is at ground level. And the cable looks thick, looks solid, but it is, it's moving in the wind. There's a lot of strain on this entire structure as you go. Who wants to go first?
Marvin, you're smaller. You should go first, just in case it breaks with the weight of me.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna try and tie the rope between myself and the power line,
Mm-hmm.
just so
Now-
if I slip.
Okay, so
So-
you're untied from Rockclaw. You've tied it onto the power line. Yep.
Now I'm going to need some rope as well. Can you leave me like 10 foot?
Yeah, and I'll cut off some rope.
Yep.
So now I have 10-foot rope.
So I would say that's just enough to be able to make 2 separate little mini harnesses for yourselves.
And yeah, I'll start skimming across.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so first section, Marvin, if you want to give me an agility plus athletics roll,
Right.
because this is you now. Are you trying to stay on top of the cable and like crawl across it, or are you hanging underneath like monkey style?
Monkey style.
Okay,
Hanging underneath, re-roll. Oh, there we go. 1 success.
1 success.
Oh, thank God for drugs.
So that's with the re-roll, 1 success.
Yep.
You tentatively make your way out. Hang yourself underneath. Check the knot on the rope that you've tied off. It slides okay along it without being too slack. As you're getting part way, the rope itself catches, and you need to release it somehow to be able to continue. It's like the knot has tightened up too much. So at this point, do you want to leave the rope there? Or do you want to try to retie it? Do you want to cut the rope off? You can't proceed further without doing something.
I'm gonna try and retie it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're going to be hanging yourself up over this power line that is swinging in the wind. For this, I am going to say it's going to be an agility plus repair roll to try
Alright,
to
okay.
untie it and retie it.
3 plus repair. That's actually good for me. So it doesn't count if it's not a tag skill, is it? If I roll a 2, that only
If you
counts as
roll a
1
2,
success?
that's 1 success. Yep.
Okay, 1 success. Oh, actually, I can reroll. 1 sec. Still 1 success.
Okay. That's enough. So you manage to loosen off the knot just enough. You retie it. Trying to remember your military training a couple of years ago now. So for you, since you've done basic knots and things like that, but you remember enough. You retie this correctly so that it shouldn't over tighten again. And you can keep going. Is Rotclaw going to get on at this point, or are you making your whole way across first?
I'm waiting till he gets across.
All the way across? All right.
Yep.
So, moving on to the second section. Can you give me an agility plus athletics roll?
Oh god, gotta reroll. Should have burnt an action point. I'm gonna
You
burn
got
a
no
luck.
action. You got no action points to burn.
Oh good.
They're all
I'm gonna
gone.
burn a luck to reroll again. Is that just 1 die or 2 die?
That will be 1d20, and then whatever your drugs affect.
Ah, shit. No wit, no successes, all fails.
Oh no.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, cruel world.
You freeze in the middle. You're halfway out across this torrent. You suddenly look down at what's below you, and everything in you locks up, and you can't move. You won't let go of the power line, but it's a case of how long can you hold on for.
Okay, 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 okay. Rockle.
What's going on? What's going on? I can't. What?
We're really high up.
Oh, for fuck's sake! All right. Fucking hell! I'm gonna have to rescue this fucking human. All right. So I'm going to attach the rope,
Mm-hmm.
but instead of like hooping it over, I'm going to attach it to the rifle that I've got, the combat
Mm-hmm.
rifle, because that's a
Yep.
metal rifle.
Yep.
I'm gonna, doing knots at each end, one around the stock, one around the barrel.
Yep.
And I'm gonna, as I'm going across, because the barrel is like the small end, I'm gonna hold on to that part so it's more secure.
Yep.
And I'm gonna slowly pull myself across with my other hand.
Okay.
So it's like metal on the metal, so it
Yep.
should be a bit more secure.
Okay. An interesting thought process, considering guns have got a bit of weight to them when they're carried out at arm's length. So,
Yeah, but it's being held by the metal,
yep.
by the thing, so it should be okay.
Okay. All right. So if you can
I've
give
seen
me,
this happen in movies. Okay, it works.
all right, we'll go with it. Give me an agility plus athletics.
Okay, agility, athletics. 2 successes.
2 successes. You make it onto the power line. Okay. You start to head out, trying to make your way to Marvin, trying not to make the whole thing swing too much. You successfully make it a third of the way. You're almost to Marvin. He's stuck halfway out.
Yep.
With the two of you on there, you do feel the power line sag somewhat.
Fucking knew it. Write this movie.
So Marvin, if you'd like to give me a luck plus outdoorsman roll.
Oh, good. Crit fail and a fail.
Goodbye, Marvin. It was nice knowing you, my friend.
Okay, so that gives me an extra d20. Let's see what this comes up with.
Oh no. And Godzilla arrives.
Right, I got mine. So it's okay. I'll just drop them.
So the cable sags. It does start to sway quite badly in the wind, but somehow it seems to hold for the moment.
Oh, thank God.
No, thank engineers.
This has obviously been over-engineered to hell. You've you've done well.
Especially after 200 years of rust.
Rotclaw, you are now making your way out to try to collect Marvin, or try to rouse him out of his frozen state.
Okay, so I've got under my tag score.
Mm-hmm.
So that's automatically 2 successes.
Yep.
Do I need to re-roll the other one, which is failure?
It's a case of if you re-roll one and get a 1, that could have impacts for you. So it's probably worth re-rolling if you can, just from your psycho.
Yep. So that's 3 successes.
So that boosts you up to 3. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, but you didn't roll a 1.
No.
Okay.
It was a 2 and a 6.
All right. So you've earned an action point back.
Oh, baby.
You have reached Marvin. What are you doing as you reach him?
How far from the other side are we? Like, we're
You've
halfway.
still got another 30 meters to go.
That's 30 meters. So I just can't throw him. Like,
You can
Yeah,
certainly
you
fucking
jump it.
try, but Jesus Christ. By the
Yeah,
time he
30
hits the
meters up,
ground,
30 meters across,
he's
easy.
traveled 50 meters.
all right, Marvin, come on, buddy. You're fucking human. You're smarter than this. Get up, keep going. I'm here with you. We'll just go slow, and we'll get there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So-
Okay.
Marvin, so you're no longer frozen. You can attempt to keep going.
Use an action point.
Yeah.
I kind of think those inspiring words could be like the move you've got there in battle for inspiring others to generate action
That's
points.
yeah, that's what I was thinking actually. So let's
That's fair.
let's roll it as that and see if we can generate you a couple of extra action points. So Rotclaw, can you give me a charisma plus speech roll?
I don't like the chance of this. Oh, number 1. I got 1.
Wow.
2 successes. Yeah.
Straight up 2 action points as bonus.
You know
Hold
what?
on.
You're right, Flying Super Mutant. I can do this.
So from there, Marvin, you're going to continue ahead, or are you going to try to work together? What are you doing?
I think we're together.
So just inch
So,
your way forward.
Yeah. Inch
Uh,
my way forward, just sort
Mhm.
of. Yeah, with the tension along with Rocklaw.
Yep. Okay. So in which case, Marvin, can you give me an agility plus athletics roll?
And burning an action point.
burning 1. And Rotclaw, you can assist, so you can roll 1d20.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 1 success. Thank God.
What was that? Agility plus.
Agility plus athletics.
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll because I got a fucking natural 20. And
Yeah, I might
natural
have got 1
1.
too. There we go.
Natural 1, baby. 2 successes.
So
Fucking psycho, baby.
Rotclaw, you just watching Marvin tentatively, still shaking, but he's moving at least. You get jack of it, you grab him and just fucking slide him as hard as you can. And he goes rocketing down the remainder of the cable. And then Marvin, by the time you catch yourself and you stop moving, you can crawl upside down the last part. Rocklaw, that does leave you still stranded. You've still got 25, 30 meters to go. So if
Okay,
you want to
so-
give me a normal roll, or do you want an action point spent first?
Nah, I'm good.
You good?
I've got this, bitch. All right, I'm psyched. Let's go. Okay, I got 1 success. Let's re-roll. Boom, 3 successes.
3 successes.
Fucking love my athletics tag skill. I knew that coming to.
Excellent. So you just start going full gorilla, hand over hand. underneath, sliding this combat rifle along with you to keep you up. You get about 5 meters from the platform that Marvin's on. Marvin is clutching to it, I'm assuming, at this point.
Oh yeah. I'm strung out of my mind.
Yes. What the fuck just happened then?
The power line snaps, and you swing down towards the actual structure itself.
Yep.
Can you roll me an agility plus athletics, one more, as you go rocketing into the middle of this structure, a few meters underneath Marvin?
All right. Sorry, just get back to the computer. Agility plus athletics again.
Again? Yep.
Yeah. That is. I'm going to re-roll. Attack skill. Boom. 2 successes. As I'm going down, I scream out, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!"
You ride the cable down. The combat rifle goes clattering, falls back into the water. You land on the second platform. Easily land and roll along the grate, not causing any damage to the structure itself, surprisingly. Marvin is still stuck at the top. At this point, this has taken the two of you about half an hour. So it's now starting to get quite dark with the rain. We're at 17:30 hours. Are you going to stay up here for a moment? Are you wanting to climb straight down? What are you wanting to do?
I'll climb straight down.
You reckon we should camp here over the night? Like, you're pretty fucked. Like, that was a massive effort to try and get you across then.
Yeah, that's that's pretty true. I don't know. You got any food on you?
Yeah, I've got 5
Yeah.
rations and 18 water.
Yeah, I'm good up here, I guess.
Yeah, I reckon we'll just hang there for the night. Wait for the sun to come up.
Yeah. Slip on my poncho, grab my flashlight, and just hunker down.
Wait for the down to kick in from the psycho and buff-out that you've taken. So you
Turning the
guys are
light on and off.
so you're halfway up a broken power line, sitting on the platforms. Meanwhile,
Aren't we in the building?
Hey, no, you're on the platform of a power line.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought we actually attached to the building. Okay,
Oh, sorry.
No,
Okay,
no,
sorry.
that's why I wanted to get off.
It's going behind that building.
Gotcha.
So-
Okay, no, we definitely need to get off the fucking power line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park type situation brewing here. What's that
Um,
noise? Brrr, brrr, brrr. With flashing lights
phone.
and shit everywhere.
all right. So you wanting to climb down?
Yeah, climb down and get into a near building.
Okay, so climbing down from this point will be more difficult than climbing up. So the one that you came up on the other side was mostly intact. A lot of this one has rusted or been blown away. So there's no straight ladders leading up or any decent sections that are still intact. You're basically going to be shimmying down the smooth legs on the outsides with very few handholds on the way down. So from here, who's going first?
Marvin will try to get to Rocklaw first.
So I'm happy to do this all as one roll to get down. So Marvin, if you want to give me a strength plus athletics.
Do we have an action point left to burn?
You've got one. You've got 2 left to burn. If you want to burn one, that'll get you an extra
I'll burn
d20.
one. roll that again. 2 fails.
You do get the re-roll
Oh yeah,
from your buff hour.
and we'll burn a luck. Come on. 1 success, thank God.
All right, so you have a hard time initially getting down. Once you sort of you get your grip in, you actually figure out a way to kind of half slide down. As you head towards the bottom, you realize you have no real way of stopping yourself as you've gotten this slide going. And you end up cannoning into the ground, controlled, but much faster than you would have liked. Can you roll me a d6, please?
D6. 4.
4? Alright, so you hit the ground. Luckily, you don't injure anything, but you do take 3 points of physical damage.
Oh. I'm alive.
Rockclaw, you coming down?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is... Oh, did I lose that combat rifle before?
Yeah, it's gone. It fell into the water. It's completely
cool.
gone.
But now I'm going to use the leather armor that I picked up. I'm going to wrap it around the structure,
Okay,
and I'm going to use that to help slow me down as I'm sliding down.
like section
Bit
to
of
section.
friction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I can get on board with that. Yep. All right, so roll
So
me
I'm going
a.
to put my arms through the leather armor, like that
Yep.
part, and then. Okay, so
Yep.
2 strength athletics.
Strength plus athletics. Yep.
Boom. Oh yeah, baby, 3 successes.
3.
Ah.
Easily.
Oh,
You.
it's under both are under tag skill. Does that give me 4 successes?
That's 4 successes.
4 successes, baby.
All right, so you generate 2 action points back. So you come sliding down the other leg, and you land just a few seconds after Marvin basically crumples into the ground. Taking your arms out of the leather armor, you look over to him and just acting like you're just holding your hands up, just like, what? How was that difficult? But you are safely back on soil again. You have made it across the raging river.
I look at Marvin and go, "Thought you were gonna fucking die, human."
I'm alive.
So it will take you the better part of an hour to catch up with the rest of the group. So you are still a distance away from the scrapyard.
And it's 7:30, 5:30 still.
It's 5:30 at this point. Yep. So
what time sunset?
the sun has set. At this point, with the heavy clouds, it's getting dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Marvin, you want to keep going, or if we're only an hour away?
Yeah, we should catch up with the others. I mean, how's by with the boss? So.
All right, so
Sounds
you
good.
guys have started moving on. We'll switch back to Abby and Hal. So completely unaware of the things that the others have had to endure, you have left the office. Hal 9001, I believe you were just on your way out of the office after sorting the keys and chaining the door. Abby has just left the office. What are you wanting to do?
That's right. We chained into the office that rando that was going to shoot the place up, and they probably died in there, but whatever.
Yep. So you've drilled a hole through the door and the wall and chained the whole lot.
Yeah.
You were not shot at while that occurred.
Yeah. Well, it's up to the boss. point me in the direction.
So, Abby, what are you wanting to do? So you've chained the door on the inside. You have just left the office.
I'm gonna check out the car.
Are you ushering to?
HAL 9001 to follow you, or what are you doing?
He's sorting keys.
He was just finished chaining door.
Have you sorted the keys?
Keys are appropriately ordered. There are summary. Would you like a detailed summary of the key sort?
Give it for later. Come and help me with this car.
Acknowledged. Stack and sort algorithm explanation delayed. And I'll float over to the car and I'll just punch. Is there? Oh, actually, is there any windows intact?
All the windows are intact on this one.
Okay. I'll punch out the window in the closest door.
Okay. In which case, if you want to give me a strength plus athletics roll to attempt to punch through the window. Is this the hand that has the grenade in it, or the one that's empty?
I've got 3 hands, don't I?
You've got one that is now a ripper. You don't have a
Yes.
hand on it. You've got one that is a normal hand, and one that is a hand holding a grenade
so
at
I
all
have
times.
3 appendages. Then.
Appendages,
No,
sorry.
it's spare appendage because I said punch. Yeah. Anyway, strength and athletics is succeeded with 1 success.
One? So you successfully punch out the window. The sound of the shattering glass echoes around this area.
I also do the thing where I like run my arm around the edges to make sure I knock out any of the shards and.
Oh, yep.
get some
Okay.
bolts to the
Yep.
boss.
Yep. Not sure what you were trying to achieve with that, but yes, the.
And then I reach in and open the door and I hold it open for the boss.
Your door, my lady.
Now, remembering that Abby is in power armor that could not fit in this vehicle.
A lady,
Actually,
big
could have
lady.
slammed it open herself.
a big lady such as this one deserves just as much love as anyone else, and courtesy and respect. So she gets the same courtesy whether she's packing a big suit or not.
Okay. Well, since I can't fit in the vehicle, I will need to get out of my suit of armor for a moment and I'll have a look rifle through.
All right, so you hop inside. There are no keys that you can make out. Have you swept the glass onto the floor, or what have you done? Little bits of broken, tempered glass.
Certainly, if I saw that the boss was going to get in there, I'd make sure. Even then, it's actually vintage. This no, I would have had to sweep the big bits because it wouldn't be safety glass with this timeline. So, no, of course, I've made sure that I'm not ushering the boss onto broken glass.
Okay. So looking around inside, it's actually pretty well kept inside this vehicle. Abby, one of the things that you might notice is there's actually a little bit of heat coming from the dash, as if this car had been running recently. You do still occasionally hear the ticks from the engine as it cools down. But overall, nothing really of note inside the cab.
Alright. So it's obvious that the people were here not long ago. Hop back into my armor.
Ka-chunk.
And let's go into the building.
So, from your vantage point, the only entrances that you can see, there are
Far right, I guess.
2 big open garage doors there. You've got 3 closed there. Where are you wanting to go?
I mean, if the boss ushers me in that direction, and there's no access around the left where that digger is.
So it's just a
Then,
concrete wall along the left-hand side from what you can see
yeah.
there, Hal.
I'm certainly happy to be guided by the boss, and I'll go in first ahead of the boss.
Mhm.
Ripper at the ready.
All right. So can you give me a perception plus explosives roll?
Mhm.
You make it partway across the main area.
Yeah, 3 successes.
3?
Mhm.
All right. Easy. You generate an action point. You stop Abby in her tracks as you're moving across. You notice something up ahead that looks like it's out in the open. Just a straight frag mine.
Yeah, that's right. I'll just float around it.
Mm-hmm.
I detected it, sensed it, move around it, no biggie.
Yep.
And there's an obvious deviation there, so obviously Abby would follow me there.
Going over the pallets to go closer to the doors or around the fence here?
Well, I'll go over the pallets then.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's fine. You've noted that there is a landmine in that area. On your right, what you do see is just fields of scrap metal of differing sorts, pipes, bits of junk, big sheets of corrugated iron that look intact, matching with a lot of the other bits that you were looking at earlier on the other side of the yard. As you approach the entrance here...
Hang on. Well, before we actually... I'd like to obviously stop short with
Stop
a
short.
reasonable amount of cover. And run a sensor sweep of what's within there. So I'd like to look before touching, if you like.
Yep. Okay. So in which case, if you can give me a perception and outdoorsman roll, please.
And long story short, I don't think I noticed anything.
So from what you can see, nothing moving. Abby, did you want to give me just a general perception and outdoorsman roll as well, just as you're looking around as you walk? So you're...
2 fails.
2 fails? Okay. Yep.
So yeah, we're both pretty convinced the coast is clear. I would think so. I'm happy to proceed on cautiously.
Cautiously?
Yeah, because we're entering a danger zone regardless, and there's a lot of blind corners. So I'm going slowly, and I'd like to pause whenever there's a new area exposed, if you like.
So you pause here. You notice straight up ahead there is a leaning up against the small concrete wall. So not inside the building, just on the outside. There is a suit of junked power armor. It looks like it is in bits, and it's just kind of been shoved against this wall.
Okay, I'd like to run my usefulness algorithm while scanning it.
So
obviously judge its usefulness.
you judge that there may be parts. It looks like somebody has been collecting these bits. And has dumped them here specifically, because the rest of what you see is random piles of crap
Yeah.
and bits of stuff. This looks like somebody has collected these parts and dragged them to this spot
Not
specifically.
not relevant to my current instruction though. So
Mhm.
the current instruction is to enter the building.
Enter the building. Yep. Okay. So in which case you enter.
Gonna be a big reveal.
The
Here
first
it comes.
area, straight ahead of you inside, you have sections of rooms. Where is my final door piece? There
Yeah, I
it
was
is.
gonna say you're shy a door there, brother.
I am shy a door here. So there is no dividing wall between these two rooms.
Yeah.
There is a door leading into this one. And for the life of me, if I could find where the hell I put my other door, I would put it in, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. So what
Yeah.
you can currently see is the room that you're in, and then an adjacent room. So on your left is a pile of what looks more like a work in progress bunch of scrap that's been dumped in this section, and parts of it have been picked at in sort of a semicircle out of the pile. Straight ahead of you, on the back wall, is tool cabinets and bits and pieces to be able to take apart and fix things. On your right is some large consoles and machinery that you're assuming is used to be able to process pieces of scrap and either compact it down into scrap metal bricks or to be able to identify pieces. So lots of varied bits of equipment. And there is a Protectron standing in his area.
What's the assessed status of that Protectron?
Currently powered down. So
Yeah.
he's just charging on his robot pod.
Okay, charging but inactive. If you like.
Inactive at the moment. Yep.
All right. Well.
Yep. And
I've,
up ahead on your left is a door.
Well,
leading into the rest of the building.
I've got my Ripper and Deadman there as a held action to respond. But generally I've executed my command, so I'm hovering awaiting an order.
Okay. So Abby, you can see in here as well, into these first two rooms. What would you like to do?
Well, I've got a bit of a trash pile here. Is any of that useful?
I run a usefulness algorithm on it for you, and I have assessed that this constitutes metal. Because one of our objectives is secure metal in large quantities. I do confirm to you that it does conform to securing metal, but it does not pass large quantities.
Add it then to the pile then.
Okay. I gather it up, presumably a reasonable amount. Gather it up in two of my three arms, and I just start hauling it out to the scrap pile out the front as instructed. Leaving Abby on her own there.
So you can take some time to go through this scrap.
I was instructed to take it all, so I'm just scooping it up.
Just scooping it up and taking it with you? Yep. All right, so that'll take you about half an hour to get through that pile.
Okay, I'm not a quick worker, am I?
You're small. You can't carry large amounts at a time. So it would just be bit by bit, basically. varying backwards and forwards. So that then brings it into about 6 p.m. So 1800 hours. It is well and truly dark. You still haven't heard anything from Rotclaw or Marvin. So from Rotclaw and Marvin's point of view, they are still about half an hour away at this point, picking their way through the ruins, looking out for this this crane that Abby was able to see from a distance.
All right, I'll just turn on my eyes, my red eyes, like that dude from Ghostbusters do when he's walking through the darkness and be able to keep walking around. Be a bit creepy, but do the job.
Terminator.
No. I'm definitely thinking about Ghostbusters.
Yep. Abby, are you doing anything during that time?
Continuing to search through. Can't see if there's any like cupboards or drawers.
You've got toolboxes, bits and pieces there. You've got sorting machines and computers. You've got a Protectron there that's currently inactive.
Yep. And just look through these.
So if you're spending a bit of time going through those, you would be able to build up enough tools to be able to produce a deluxe toolkit. If you would like to add that.
Can you add it?
Yep, sure. Like these are good quality tools. Something that Rusty or Marvin might be interested in.
Okay.
All right, so
let's continue to search.
for that half an hour, so you've been assembling what you can. Hal has just finished taking the entire pile of scrap out, and that has now been dumped outside. Any particular pile that you are adding it to, Hal, or?
Yeah, the main one with that body on it, the cars.
Ah. Okay. Yep.
I found a GIF too. That was what I was looking for.
That one.
Yeah, that's me walking around at night.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, yes. Yeah, I like that idea. That's cool. All right, so that's another half hour down. Marvin and Rotclaw still half an hour away. Are you going to proceed further into the building? What are you wanting to do?
Awaiting command.
All right. These are all.
Yeah, you've gone through
all of this.
So you've gone through the toolboxes. If you want to go through the machines. So one of them appears to be a machine that crushes bits of scrap down into blocks of metal for melting down.
Andy.
It's a big machine. It's floor to ceiling. Not something that you can remove from this place, or at least not easily.
I go over and I'm not like you, so I'll go over and attempt to start moving it and scraping it, kind of like in the chair in Men in Black.
So you're trying to move this entire machine?
Yeah, the 6-ton lathe or whatever's there.
pull his arm off. Pull his arm off, please.
All right, give us a strength plus athletics roll. You putting your back into it, or you just going?
I will, so I'll take an extra action point.
3 critical fails.
So spending an action point. Okay. Yep.
Strength plus athletics, so that's 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. So you manage to move the entire machine about 10 centimeters. You take 1 level of exhaustion from pushing so hard.
Yeah, well, I'm doing what my chief asked, you know.
So the entire machine is also still connected to cables in the
Building.
walls and is wired in. So otherwise, on your right, you also have the computer terminals that seem to run these machines.
I make a beeping noise when I take that exhaustion, like it's like a warning or an overload, like an internal protection alarm.
All I'm thinking
And
is the
and I cease
computer on
moving.
Voyager.
Yeah, warning.
Warp core exposed.
Hang on.
Warning. Warp core collapse in 10 seconds.
There it is.
Perfect.
But yeah, I stopped executing my algorithm because there's an error code has come up, which is the one that's triggered with the exhaustion.
With the exhaustion, yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you like to do next?
Alright, so that's all done. We'll go and see if this door is unlocked. I'll just dig the door handle to see, but not actually open the door just yet.
So you're just testing to see if it's unlocked, not actually opening it completely? So you put your hands on the doorknob, you twist, and as you do so, multiple spikes come out of the doorknob into the hand of your power armor.
Jesus.
Luckily, it's not
Ouch.
your actual hand. You don't even notice at first until you can't pull your hand away from the doorknob. These spikes have jammed between the finger knuckles, and your hand is now locked onto the doorknob of this door.
Damn.
Hal might need a hand over here.
Yes, my Australian queen. And I come over, I get the ripper out. What material is the door? The other door in the demountable is wood.
Give me just a second to roll, and I will see for you. Why does it keep resetting me? So you observe the rust on the door. It's quite clearly metal.
Okay. I come over, and I lovingly and softly grasp the power armor hand with my claw that's spiked. I look at the power armor, which is actually Abby's face. I look at her dead in the eyes. I've still got my torch eyes on, so she's slightly blinded. And I attempt to rip the handle off the door. So I've put my claw around her fist, and I'm gonna try and actually break the door handle by ripping that hand back. Which I
Okay.
think would be a reasonable thing to do on a rusty old piece of shit door
Yep.
handle.
Yep. So
Internal door of a fucking garage. It's gonna be a piece of shit.
yeah. So in which case, I can picture this as Abby's trying to pull away from the door handle. You're then coming in and trying to get better leverage to rip it clean off. So if you can give me a strength plus athletics, and Abby, if you can do the same with 1d20 as an assist.
So I've got 2 successes minus 1. So I've just got 1.
What am I rolling against, sorry?
Strength plus athletics. So for you, that's you're rolling against 10 as your target number.
Success.
Okay. So you easily rip the door handle clean off. a cable pulls out with it that seems to be attached to something on the other side. Do you want to keep on pulling?
I've executed my command, so nothing for me.
Can we cut the cable?
Okay. I attempt to cut it with the ripper.
With the ripper? Yep. Okay.
Mhm.
So you start the ripper up. As bump, 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 and then cut through this cable, and nothing happens. So the cable is cut cleanly, quite easily. Abby, you're able to extricate this doorknob from the mechanical hand on the front of your armor, and you've now got a door with a hole where the handle was. The one on the inside has clattered inwards. The door itself is still closed at this point. What would you like to do?
I hold up my dead man switch hand, and sort of gesture like a question mark to the boss. Like, we got a hole in the door. Got a live grenade.
Well, I don't want to destroy their room in case there's lots of things in there. Can you maybe just see if you can see inside and assess the area?
Yep. I pass through the door.
You pass through the door. Okay.
So I will, depending on how much force that needs, will depend on how the door reacts. But I pass through the door.
You attempt to open the door. So the tongue and catch is still in it. You now
Very
have
good.
no way of engaging that, so you will need to shove it a bit and get some kind of mechanical advantage. So in which case, if you can give me a strength and athletics to try to...
Okay.
I mean, with a human, you'd put your shoulder into it. I don't really know how a Mr. Handy would do it, so...
Using one luck, I get 2 successes.
2 successes?
I had to
Easy.
consume a luck for that.
So you generate 1 action point. The door clatters inwards and is open. What you see before you is a room lined with shelves. Nobody is inside. You see the other half of the doorknob is lying on the floor in front of you with a piece of this wire cable hanging out of it as well.
The cable going to like a shotgun or something?
No, so the cable was connecting the 2 sides of the doorknob through the door. Seemed to be coiled up on the inside.
Yeah, right. I just float over to the other door and await commands.
All right, take a look through this room.
So you progress in. So you're just floating at the other door, Hal, is that correct?
Yes.
Abby's coming inside. As you approach the other door, you hear a click. Hal 9001, can you roll me an agility plus outdoorsman?
Yep, no worries.
As in a click like a mine.
Like a trap of some sort.
But he's floating, not on the ground.
Yeah.
2 successes.
2 successes. Alrighty, can you roll me 1d6, please?
Yep, it's a no damage. if you need a specific number.
Just
it's
a standard
3.
D6. 3. So as you move towards the door, a hanging weight that was suspended on the wall to your right comes swinging in. You have just brushed lightly against a tripwire as you've gone over. It has released this weight, which goes slamming into the big, heavy industrial door on your left. But you managed to be far enough back.
Whatever.
So you don't take any damage from it.
No reaction.
And then it clatters to the floor at your feet.
And I say to Abby, more scrap metal.
Very good, Hal. Well done. Tuck it on the pile.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, well, while Abby's searching the room, I take that piece of metal out to the pile.
Yep, so you pick up this large lead weight, take it all the way out
Sure.
to the pile. As you reach the pile, Rotclaw and Marvin arrive.
I don't tell
Walking
them
up.
about the explosive.
Okay.
Just so we're very clear.
So Marvin and Rotclaw, you see HAL 9001 just bringing out this like lump, this big odd-shaped piece of lead, and just dumping it on this pile of crap that is adorned with a dead body on top.
I ignore them and float back into where Abby is.
Should we follow him?
Yeah, I should go check in with the boss.
Yeah. We'll
Keep an
follow
eye-
after Hal.
Keep an eye out for traps after the last place we visited.
Oh yeah, good point.
Rotclaw, if you can give me a perception plus outdoorsman. So this is just a general search. Marvin, you can assist if you would like.
Yep.
Since you're both looking out for it.
I have 2 fails.
So it doesn't matter if Marvin's assisting in that case. So in which case, as you step up, going around to follow the path that you thought HAL 9001 took, can you both please roll an agility plus explosives roll?
Are we still under the effects of our drugs?
They last, it's about an hour, so they would have worn off by now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. 2 successes.
2 successes.
Roll the
I'm
1.
looking at it.
So you both see the blinking light of the frag mine just as it starts to flash faster. You both react and manage to jump back out of the explosion radius. As
With the sound of that explosion, I say to Abby, I believe our compatriots have arrived.
How can you be sure?
Oh, I'm sure.
Alrighty. So you
I believe a reprimand is in order, Captain, as we are searching for useful wood, and it is likely they detonated some pellets, which is useful wood.
did get thrown by the explosion, yes. So that one was a big bada boom, but you managed to avoid the damage from it. Are you proceeding inside following the way that Hal went?
Yeah, ever so cautiously, looking
Yeah.
for more traps, being that he didn't even tell us. Fucking robot.
Are you
Fucking
saying
robots.
anything as you are coming in, or
I'm just under my tongue.
okay? So you're not like shouting out to Abby or
No,
doing anything like that
no,
verbose? No.
I'm looking.
Mhm. Can both of you please give me a perception plus outdoorsman as you're entering the building?
I think it's pretty risky them not shouting at thunder or flash or whatever coming in
One
Two
there. Hey,
success.
successes.
fucking unprofessional.
Sorry, what was that, guys?
2 successes.
One success for me.
Okay, so you both spot the pieces of power armor lying against the concrete wall just over here as you're entering the building. So following along after Hal.
As I
Captain,
enter the building, I'm going to yell out, Abby, are you in here?
and I say to the captain, Captain, might I suggest this is a second reprimand in quick succession, given they did not use the correct identifier when entering a friendly building. Instead, they identify you by name in a insecure location. Not a rank, which possibly is a third reprimand, Captain.
I'll
Would you
take
like
that
to
under
obey your orders?
advisement. Would you go and lead them here?
Yes, yes, sir. And I go to the door. And once I'm convinced they've seen me, I just float back through the door again.
So you don't even speak to them. You just
No,
alert them of your presence again. Look at
I'm
them and
leading,
then
not
come back.
conversing.
Okay, fair. So you guys just following into the room where Hal's leading you in?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Being ever so cautious, looking for more traps because I don't trust that robot.
So as that's happening, Abby, you've been looking around. There is boxes and boxes that look like someone has been sorting like key bits of scrap in here. Pieces of devices that look like they're in decent condition. Everything has notes attached to the outside. You've got starters for motors. You've got devices that can go into weapons. You've got all kinds of weird bits and pieces. None of it whole. All basically spare parts. Is what you're seeing. So nothing that jumps out at you as particularly useful for yourselves, but potentially somebody back at base in the military may have uses for some of this stuff.
Okay, well, now that you're all here, we need to actually clear this place before we call in the team to come and collect. And there is a live one in the small building you would have passed on your way in. That is very, very unfriendly.
Yeah, thanks for telling us about the mine out there, Hal.
Mm.
Or
I'm
at the last
confused. I didn't.
second.
What mine?
I'm confused. I did not tell you about a mine.
Correct. You did not after you saw us. We followed you in and set off a mine. Lucky enough,
Impossible.
we jumped away.
Captain, I believe I'm being called a liar, but they themselves are liars. I followed a path that did not set off any mines. They followed a path that set off on mines. Therefore, they did not follow me.
In fairness, we rolled poorly and we didn't see it. All right, now can we get to work?
All right. So what are you wanting to do? You are confronted by a door.
Is the command to clear this space?
Yep. So that's what Abby's advised you to do. to proceed and clear this building.
I'm going to put all the crap that I'm seeing onto pallets and load it up. So the
Mhm.
pallets that are lined up next to the crater, which ones are left after Ham Fist and fucking
I'll
Bum Fist?
say that they're still serviceable.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to load all the stuff because I'm just going to chuck all these labeled parts onto a pile. They've already been sorted, and I know how much I respect sorting, so they're going to be neatly piled on pallets.
Okay, excellent. So are you proceeding through the door?
I'll just
What are we
stand
doing?
back, let the robot do it.
Fine.
He's now
Probably
taking
fuck
boxes
the
of
arrangement.
crap out onto pallets outside.
Mhm.
So
Robot's job. Makes
I'll
sense.
tentatively go open the door. Just
yep.
Just be careful. I nearly lost a hand.
wait, what? As I put my hand on it.
All right. So Hal is outside loading pallets, making trips backwards and forwards. Marvin, could you please give me first off a d6 roll, please?
Welcome back.
6. Oh no.
Okay. Yep. So you try the handle. The handle works. Do you want to open the door?
Yep. Actually, slowly opening the door, knife in the ready in my other hand.
Mm-hmm. So we'll say that you've got a held action.
Yep.
At that point. All right, give me just a moment. Why does this keep scrolling when it shouldn't?
I point my rifle at the door.
Door swings open freely. You take a step in. Can you roll me an agility? Let's say agility plus athletics here.
Agility plus athletics. Do we have any action points to burn?
We have 4 action points to burn if you would like to add anything.
Let's burn one.
Burning 1.
1 success.
1 success.
Yep.
So as you step inside, straight ahead of you from the other doorway, the door slams closed, and you notice a rope is pulled, goes limp, and one of the beams above your head falls from the ceiling. You attempt to dive out of the way in time. You take 8 physical damage
Oh, Jesus.
as the beam falls, and you partially get away from it. It falls across your legs, trying to dive back through the doorway as it goes.
Motherfucker.
You're now pinned underneath a roof beam.
Any
Rock
leg
claw.
injuries?
Has not taken any injuries at this point.
All right, I'm gonna go in, see if I can lift up this off his legs. Abby, do you mind helping?
You could attempt
All
to
right.
squeeze through.
On the count of 3.
Sounds good.
1, 2, 3.
All right, so
Motherfucker.
Rotclaw, can you give me a strength plus athletics? And Abby, can you roll 1d20 to assist?
3 successes.
And Abby, what'd you get?
6 and 4.
So strength plus athletics is 10. So you rolled a 6 and a 4. That's
Yeah, that's 4 successes.
so.
7
So you've got.
successes combined.
Sorry, you're only rolling 1d20 when you're assisting. So which one was your first one?
It
Sorry?
doesn't matter because
They're both under.
Okay.
yeah, they're both under, so it's 5 successes.
It's also Abby's tag skill, so I'm just going, okay, you filled up your action points. You peg the between the two of you, you peg the ceiling beam back up into the ceiling together, and lodge it sticking out of the roof through an area that was already damaged.
What power armor does.
That's unassisted, so there's no strength servos working on that power armor at the moment. It is just a big tin can currently.
We should probably have a look at what all the electronics I just grabbed, if that's the case. When we get back to base and see if we can't fix that up.
Captain, permission to just lay here for a long time. Coughing up a little blood.
I tap my proverbial clipboard as if to say that's another reprimand.
I'll walk over and I'll go, come on, buddy. We've been through worse stuff than this. Look at what you had to get just to get across the river.
If I had to put a number on how I feel right now, it'd be like a 4 out of 25. I think I'm good.
And I like help pick him up, get him to his feet.
I'm gonna jab myself with my stim pack just for 4 extra health.
All right.
I say to the boss, hey boss, I've got a med kit here. Do you want to use it on Marvin?
All right, chuck it over.
All right, first aid kit.
So as you're talking, you hear shouts from behind the next door. And it's it sounds like a few people. They're all shouting different things, but the main message that you get is one that comes through clearly. And you hear, step away, leave this place, we will wipe you out if you try to get in. Do not continue, turn around and go back where you came from.
I open fire at the door.
Hang on. You're shooting a metal door.
Rusted.
I say to
Them's fighting words.
I said, Abby, Captain, would you like me to dissolve this situation before we're shot by ricochets from these nuts here?
We can try and get an idea of how many of them there are that we may dispatch them.
Okay, I'll float up to the door and say, attention, you will soon be disposed. Please identify how many of you there are in there for our deaths register.
All right, so you've come inside, so you've floated past everybody. You are now.
I barged past.
Mhm.
Not past the captain, obviously, but the other two I barged past.
Well, if you had legs, you would be stepping on Marvin, I guess, as he's being dragged back. From the other side, all you hear is laughter, just going. You guys have no idea who you're dealing with here.
That is correct. Identify yourselves for the register.
And Abby, behind you, the door is slammed shut. And you hear the running of footsteps on concrete.
Well, it doesn't matter because the door's busted.
I was gonna say, isn't that door busted anyway?
Handle's fucked. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Mhm. So you get no further response from talking through the door.
Okay. What's the material of this door?
I should have rolled that earlier, shouldn't I? This one looks like it's been reinforced. It's got metal plates that have been added to it, welded on.
What's the material of the wall?
Solid concrete and Besser brick.
But the roof is open.
So there is a hole in the previous room.
No, it's in this room, where the beam went through the roof. There's a hole in this room's roof.
Sorry, yes, in this, yeah, I was getting myself confused. Yes, in this room, you have a hole in the roof.
When I say the interesting thing about stupid people is that they only reinforce what they can see. I'd like to go up into the ceiling and float across and assess what the material of the roof is above the so-called reinforced room.
Okay. So you make your way out. Let me... Actually, can you see up on top there? No. I'm going to do the same thing we did in the last one. I'll bring the building down into the bottom of frame so that you can see where you're standing.
It's okay, we can theory of the mind this anyway.
Okay.
I'm up in the ceiling, I'm the only one that can see it.
Yep, so you've just got out the hole in the ceiling. You floated across one room's length.
No, so ceiling, not on top of the roof. So I'm between the ceiling of this room and the tin roof.
Yep. So there is concrete walls going all the way up to the roof inside the ceiling cavity. So these would have been like big prefab pieces of concrete. So you can make your way straight out of the ceiling onto the roof itself if you would like.
Yeah, and I'd like to see if I can just peel up the tin roof that's on top of that prefab room.
Yep. So it's rusted corrugated iron.
Fuck, I'm just gonna punch. Can I just punch through some of the rusty shitty spot and just drop a grenade down there? That's what I want to do here. So I just want to find a spot where I can just throw a grenade in there.
All right. So in which case, if you can give me a, let's say a perception plus repair roll. You're trying to find a good spot to be able to punch it down. I will say you are the equivalent of that room.
I'm going to use an action point too.
Use an action point?
Yeah.
While he's doing that, I'm going to run outside and see if I can see the guy that just slammed the door.
You run to the door that had been closed behind you. You cannot open it. Something is against it on the other side.
Can I use 2 luck to reroll?
You can use as many luck as you want until you run out.
Alright. I have a success.
1 success?
Yep.
That's the one that you needed. So you find a good point where 2 of the layers of corrugated iron sheets, one of them has peeled back ever so slightly. You're able to grab on and wrench it back, creating just enough of a hole to be able to throw through.
Dropped.
Or drop a grenade through. In which case, first thing, can you give me just a standard attack roll with your grenade?
I'd also like to say, just to fix it, I didn't want to break your thing. I actually had to spend another luck again because I have -1 on my difficulties, or +1 to all my difficulties at the moment.
That was taken into account.
So, well, I mean, no, it would have meant I rolled a 0.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. I had 0 successes until I rolled another luck. It's okay.
Yep.
Okay, so, frag grenade.
Frag grenade, yep.
Is... So that is 3 damage and 2 effects. and the effect is blast, which I think it was just plus.
Which
one,
auto happens with explosives, yes.
Okay.
So as you start peeling back corrugated iron, multiple shots ring out, pointed up at the roof where you are. So first shot, being blind, they are just firing, and it's energy weapon shots that are just burning straight through the corrugated iron and keep going. First one misses you, second one misses you. Second one hits you for 5 points of energy damage with piercing. So that takes away 1 energy resistance.
Okay.
Then your grenade goes off.
Mhm.
And you hear the screams from inside. And this is the screams of all, it sounds like a dozen people.
Hmm. So that should be 5 damage total to everyone in that zone.
Mhm.
Yep. 5 damage per person, I should say. Looking at the mechanic.
Dropping another.
Well, on my turn, it might be a consideration for sure.
So
Well, we haven't rolled initiative yet.
we're entering initiative at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, like, with all the commotion, we could bust the door open and surprise them.
Did that blow the door open?
So you've
Probably
heard the
not a frag
explosion go
grenade.
off. The first up is Abby. So you've just heard a bunch of laser fire, and then a frag grenade go off. You're expecting the frag grenade after HAL 9000. You made it clear that that's what you were doing, yeah?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
this is all in line with orders.
Yep.
You know, fuck, in the military.
So Abby, you have just basically finished dragging Marvin back a bit after hearing the yells from the other side of the room. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go see if I can bust the door open. I'm sure there's smoke and stuff like that within the room, so it'll make it harder for them to see that we're doing.
Good point. I will say that you could use your minor to jumping over Marvin. You could rush at the door and try to shoulder charge it. So in which case, if you can roll me a strength plus unarmed roll, in this case. Two fails. You bash yourself against the door. It holds fast. This is heavily reinforced. This is seeming to be a retreat point for whoever is inside.
This arm is not strong enough. Maybe you guys should try.
From boss. I'll kick it down.
So up next is Rockclaw. You've got the door that you were just looking at that somebody had closed behind you, and you've already attempted, and it it feels as you push the door, it feels like something is on the other side, pushing back against the door.
Didn't the doors open inwards?
This one opened outwards into the workshop area.
Yep. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to where I heard the explosion, and I've got 2 powder charges.
Mhm.
Can they be used to
You can use them like grenades,
like grenades?
or you can place them down ahead of time as small, shitty proximity mines.
How do I
Maybe we could
activate them?
jam it on the door.
So it's a case of you can either have them as proximity based. They have a small sensor module built into them, which will detect when something moves near it.
Yep.
And go off. You can set them off after a time. They're just a basic chemical fuse.
Oh, okay.
Like a glow stick, you crack it and then run away from it.
All right. I'm gonna go put at the base of the door.
Mm-hmm.
Tell Abby and Marvin to get back in the other room.
Yep.
I'm gonna put at the base of the door 1 frag mine, and then 2 powder charges.
How many actions are you spending on this? Because it's going to be a
many?
major action per.
One I
worried about
use.
Fuck the frag mine. It's not going to do nothing to it. Door the powder charges for sure.
Okay. All right.
So if you want to be able to do that, first off, you're a distance away. You're at the other end of the other room, so it's going to take you 2 minor actions to reach the door. So that would cost you an action point.
Is that 30 feet? More than 30 feet.
So you can move to close range. So each room is essentially close range, which is the blue.
Okay.
So that's your movement distance per.
Right. So it's 2. Okay.
Yep. So you would use your first minor action to move to where Marvin is. You would use your second minor action, which would cost you an action point.
Yep.
To move to where Abby is.
Yep.
You would then spend your first major action on placing 1 powder charge. You would then spend another 2 action points.
That's the second.
To place the second with a second major action, and that still leaves you standing where the powder charges are set. So what would you like to do?
And Abby's also standing right at the door as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's just move into that room.
Yep.
With my machine gun cocked and ready.
Yep.
If I see anything, I'm going to open fire.
If anything moves, yep. So you're holding.
Yep. Holding action.
Holding your action there. That'll get you closer to the door. Yep.
Yeah. Give me as far as as I can.
Yeah. That's as far as you can move
as
without spending any action points.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Yep, that's fine. I'll hold it there and I'll use it. I'll say, Abby, I've got some powder charges here I can use. You'll just need to move away from the door.
Yeah, well, instead of holding an action, why don't you fucking use your minor and major to get up to the door, and then next turn you can place a powder charge and run.
Oh yeah, well yeah, okay. Well, I'll just use an action point just in case they open the door.
Okay.
So I'll use an action point to get up to where Abby
Yep.
is.
So that gets you your extra minor action. Yep.
Yeah, and I'll tell her about it. I'm not yelling it at her, so it's harder for people to hear it.
Yep.
It's going, hey boss, I've got 2 powder charges here. Yeah. I can place these down, but you've got to move away from the door.
Roger.
All right.
And if the door opens at any point, just going to open fire.
Okay. If the door opens at any point, you're going to open fire. Okay.
At the door, through the door. Yeah.
Through the door. Okay. So up next is Marvin.
I'm gonna switch from my laser musket to a laser submachine gun.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just gonna, still on the ground, sort of roll backwards so there's a little bit more distance for the other 2 to run back into this room. And if I hold an action, if I see anyone that I think might be trying to kill us, open fire on them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're wanting to maintain a line of sight with that door?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
That's me done.
That's you done. So, up next is HAL 9001. So you're currently on top of the roof.
Yeah, I know where I'm. So good.
Yep.
So when I ripped the roof open, can I see in the room at all?
You opened it just enough to be able to shove your hand through.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you can get a
That's fine.
small view.
Okay.
Like what you're gonna see is lots of debris, smoke, bits of dust and shit that are in the air because a frag grenade's just gone off inside a very small enclosed room.
Did I hear anyone like opening a door, or did I hear a door opening or any noises after the frag grenade went off, other than the screaming?
Let's say, look, give me a perception plus sneak to see if you can identify anybody moving through that area.
Yeah, so that's one success.
One success. So you did not hear any doors being opened after you threw a frag grenade.
Sorry, it's 0 successes. I keep forgetting. I've got a -1. So actually, it was 0 successes. Sorry. Look, I'm gonna light and throw a Molotov down there.
Okay. So in which case, if you can give me an attack roll.
Yep. Yep, 0 successes, so I'm gonna have to use a luck on that. One success.
One success.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's enough. You light it. It goes out in the rain. You light it again. It stays lit for a second. You drop it through the hole.
Okay. 4 damage.
4 damage.
No effects. Not actually, the effect doesn't matter on this one anyway. I don't think.
There are some explosives that have things like
This
vicious and
one's just got
stuff.
persistent. Yeah, this has just got persistent.
Yeah, persistent and blaster. That's just what happens when they function.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, 4 damage.
Once again, you hear screams, and the room is filled with fire.
Good. I use my minor action to back away, about half of a minor.
Okie dokie. So just a short distance. I'm just keeping you
Yeah.
relative to.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So it is the opponent's turns. So Rotclaw, first off, can you give me a perception plus energy weapons roll?
2 failures, 1 critical.
So you don't notice at knee height a tiny hatch in the door opens up, and automatic laser fire burns through all 3 of you in a line there. You
Ouch.
take a full brunt burst. So, Abby, you take 6 damage with piercing. So that is energy damage. So that drops down to 3 with your armor. Sorry, 4 with your armor. So Abby, you're now hurting. Rotclaw, you take 6 piercing damage, energy damage. And Marvin, you take 4 energy damage with piercing.
Okay.
And after that, the little hatch, by the time you notice Rotclaw, your held action does not trigger as you didn't notice the hatch until it closed. Again, they slam it closed, and all you hear is the sound of a fire getting louder on the other side.
Good.
So how would they even know where that hatch was in full of fire and smoke and everything?
That's it. Abby, your turn. Rotclaw's told you that he can breach the door if you can move away.
I'm going to step back and into cover.
Hobble back. You've been kneecapped.
Kneecapped is the word. All right. Rotclaw, your turn.
Okay. So 2 action points because I've got to put 2 charges on.
Yep, so that'll give you a major action.
So I'm going to put 2 powder charges on
Mhm.
On the timer and then run out of the room.
Run back out of the room. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so powder charges have been placed. You then run back out with Marvin and Abby. That will take a turn for them to detonate.
Yep.
All right. Marvin, you're up next. You've just been riddled with energy weapon damage.
So,
You've got
clutching
burns all
my
over you.
stomach, I'm just gonna roll to a place, like into a corner where I'm certain that door's not gonna be able to hit me again.
Yep. So you would be able to move back. Maybe trying to hide under the desk there.
And again, got the submachine gun in my left hand, clutching my stomach with the right, and just praying to God I make it through this.
And HAL 9001. You're up next.
I remain.
Okay, so you're just staying on top of the roof?
Yep, I take no actions, so in that case I'll say to the group, I'll sort of like peer down through the hole in the roof and say, what should I say here? Team, I reckon that may have had an effect. I would hope you weren't silly enough to get yourselves shot while they burn like kebabs, like iguana kebabs. And that's my attempt at rallying them.
Okay. In which case, yes, if you'd like to give me a charisma plus speech.
Yep.
To generate action points.
Yep, so that's a 6. So that's 2 successes. And at the same time, I'll also use the +2 I get from Action Boy.
Okay, so you
can
get
just
2 from
put
Action
4 on
Boy. So I'm going to take 1 away because of your exhaustion.
Yeah, of course.
You are cutting out as you're speaking.
Mm.
So intermittently,
Unfortunately.
yeah, you're in like battery saver mode or something. So it's not as effective as it could have been.
Mhm.
So up next is your opponents. You hear the shattering of glass from above you and outside. So Hal, you would have noticed it just off to your left.
Mhm.
And glass has shattered out into the street. You hear the sounds of people running across corrugated iron.
Yeah. I hear people, sound of people. If they're
Yeah,
running across the
from
road,
from
surely I would see them up on the roof.
so the way that it's built, there is a
Oh yeah.
window here. They are running across this section. You're on this section back here.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes sense.
So you
Now
haven't
when does the
visibly
Molotov
seen it.
tick? Yeah, when does the Molotov tick?
So that would have been at the start of their turn, actually.
So you might need to apply another. Do I roll again, or is it the same damage the second time?
You roll again. Yeah.
Okay, just make sure we do that because that's may
Sorry,
make a difference to how
I
many
did forget about
patches
that.
of little feet are out there.
Hang on,
So it's
where's my? Oh, I'll take a look at my condition markers later. I'm sure we've got one for
so
burning, don't we?
yeah, definitely. So there's 3 plus 2 effects, which makes it just 3.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie.
Do I hear less pitter pattering?
You hear the same amount of pitter pattering.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay, no worries.
You still hear every couple of seconds screams coming from a little further on as well.
Mhm.
So up next is Abby.
Well, I'm going to wait here until this charge goes off. I'll just ready a weapon.
Okay, so if anything comes near you, you'll shoot at it, or throw at it. All right, so we come to the start of Rotclaw's turn. The 2 powder charges go off, and they blow the door clean back against the wall, and it clatters onto a burning inferno that's inside, with the sudden inrush of more oxygen. Flames then spew back out into this area.
Did the door hit anyone as it blew inwards?
Not from what you can see.
And I sort of yelled out to Rockler, "All right, in you go."
So the flames are coming. All right, so they're coming out. All right, I know. Do I know where the window was?
So it is directly above the room that you just breached.
Yeah, but like being that I came in from the outside.
You
I
would
know?
have seen that. Yeah, there's a couple of windows up there. You would have assumed that one of the 2
Yeah. Okay.
has broken. It would have been fairly quiet from where you were. Hal would have heard it quite clearly.
Yeah. Okay.
The rest of you may not have even heard it in the rest of the commotion that's going on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll move into the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use a minor action so I can do a double movement.
So
Pop my head.
So that's the wall of fire that is now in that room. So the fire has come back out towards you.
Yeah, but what's there to burn?
So you've got desks, you've got bits and pieces all over the place.
Okay.
Bags.
All right. Can I jump over the burning stuff?
Into a room that, as far as you can see, is just an inferno at the moment.
Yep.
Okay. In which case, what's agility plus stupidity?
I'm a super mutant. I can do anything. I rescued Marvin. I've got a big header at the moment, right?
Yep, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, okay. So agility plus athletics to try to jump over this patch fire to get through the door into the
I'll
next room.
send you a video later of why this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Damn it, 2 fails.
You slip as you are running towards the wall of flame, and fall backwards onto the TARDIS. You are now prone. Marvin,
What? Not in the wall of flame. My
it
God,
didn't even make it that far.
that's way too generous.
Marvin, your turn.
I'm just gonna say to ask Abby before you head off into battle. Can you chuck me the med kit? I'm really badly hurt. And that's it. I'll hold my action as well to attack anyone that might come in.
Okay.
I think you mean first aid kit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So HAL 9001.
I float up to the crest of the roof.
Mhm.
To see. And when I get to that crest, can I see anyone?
You see 2 people on one side and 1 person just as they're about to enter a vehicle.
Oh, all the way down there.
So they've jumped off the roof.
How the fuck did they get there? So quickly. Right.
Is that the car that they've ripped the door off?
No,
So
they smashed
the
window.
smash the window of.
Can you show me a medium range marker relative to my furthest minor move?
Okay, so if we move you to, what's that going to be? That's going to be about there. So you would be equivalent. I would say yes, you can reach the vehicle.
Oh yeah, because I'm on the. Oh yeah,
You're up on
so
the
where's
roof.
medium.
So that's
Yeah,
that's
alright.
medium. So
Oh,
I'm
that's
going to say
beautiful then.
yeah, you're around about far enough.
Okay, I float over. I float over to be at minimum but medium range.
Mhm.
And I throw a Molotov cocktail down on the car. It's like a little underarm sort of.
Just a toss.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So if
Yeah.
you want to roll,
I'm gonna consume 3 action points. This one can't miss.
so that gives you an extra 2 d20s. Yep.
So it's 3 successes so far. Oh no, it's just it's 4 d20s, isn't it? Okay, 2 successes, all up, with my -1.
2 successes.
Mhm.
All right. So you managed to hit exactly what you're aiming at. What are you aiming at specifically? Are you aiming at a person or the vehicle or the ground?
You got
or...
your blast radius marker there.
Yes, I do.
Mhm.
So somewhere around here. If you aim for about the middle of the vehicle, you could hit all 3.
That's what I was assuming. I just wanted to check what that radius looked like.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So I'm gonna lob it down and land it squarely on the top of the vehicle and get a nice Molotov-y splatter all over everyone, please. Because
Yep.
I've lobbed it up. I've like gone up in the air a bit, so it comes down quite vertical.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it's 1 damage. Can I re-roll dice with a luck too?
You can spend 1 luck to re-roll. It's up to 2, I believe, damage dice.
So I'll spend a luck to re-roll 2 damage dice. And that gives me a second fix, so nothing, so it's just 2 damage.
How do these 3 people die?
Screaming and dropping to their knees.
Fuck. Soaked in fuel. These 3 scream, drop to their knees, and then all of them on their last legs die. And quickly afterwards, due to the torrential rain, the flames go straight back out again, and you're left with a few slightly charred bodies and a vehicle that's barely even felt it.
I have a question. Does anyone remember what the sound of the robot dudes in Abe's Odyssey and Exodus sounds like when they laugh? Because that's the noise I'm making right now.
It's that honk, honk, and it's that like mechanical kind of pop.
Yeah.
I thought that was the
That was the
Medokans.
Yeah, I'll find it. But
Yeah. We need to add
remember-
that to
Oh,
the
it's like
soundboard.
a.
Oh, something like that. Yeah. Is that the end of the combat? I tell you what, depending on how many people are in there, I'm coming for your kill count. Entire group combined.
Now, you still have to immediately act. Rotclaw has fallen backwards with a wall of fire coming towards him. Abby and Marvin are still trapped inside the next room over.
Did I know that door was barricaded?
You would have no idea. You floated up to
Yeah.
the roof and then it got barricaded.
Okay. So I go back to the hole in the roof.
Mhm.
That I came through and float. Is there flames immediately below me, or is it?
There is flames coming out of the window that was broken.
Yep.
There is smoke coming out of the roof above that room.
Yeah, so I'm probably not going to be able to see shit. So in that case, obviously, I would drop down and go around to the other doorway.
Going around.
Yeah.
All right. So as you come around, you find that everything has been piled against the door to stop it from opening.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing?
Oh, well, I mean, I will move it because it's in my way.
You'll start moving it. Marvin, Abby, Rotclaw. Rotclaw's shaken, still lying on the ground. Flames coming towards him. You can still hear screams from further down in the building. Albeit
I
muffled.
just start crawling back into the other room.
So can you give me an agility plus energy weapons roll, Rotclaw?
Agility, energy. 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, so you manage to, as you're crawling back, bat your legs that are being burned by embers that are coming in. The fire follows you, spreads to the rest of the furniture in this
Good.
room.
Should the rain from that's coming down above
It's only a
not be putting any
fairly,
out?
it's a fairly small hole.
Yeah,
Well, if it howled,
yeah, but like the amount of water that actually comes through a hole that big is like fuck all.
it would help.
So that's in the back corner of the room. It's not near the doorway, so the flames are still coming towards you. Abby, Marvin, you doing anything?
Giving this pack to Marvin, or maybe I should just heal him.
Okay, so you're focusing on first aid. So an intelligence plus medicine roll.
I'm going to shut the door to that room.
Yep. So you slam the door shut.
Yep.
Remembering your fire safety.
What does it mean if you have one like success and then a critical fail?
A critical fail means I can play with it if I'd like. If you know what I mean.
Of course you would.
So one success is enough. Are you using the contents of the first aid kit? Or are you just applying first aid without
First aid kit.
using the first aid kit? All right. So in which case, you heal, what's that? 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 2 for the first aid kit is 11, plus another 3, so 14 HP to Marvin.
Jesus.
All right. So by this time, Rotclaw, you're sort of shaking yourself off. You've stood back up again. Hal has just finished moving all of the bits and pieces that were blocking the door, and you opening the door, Hal?
Yeah.
So
I
you
wonder who closed the door.
opened it.
Yes. And I blow my whistle.
So the three of you would see the door fly open, and Hal blowing the whistle via his methane port.
And obviously I say, thunder, thunder.
Lightning, which way out?
Incorrect answer.
Oh God!
Dead man engaged.
Flash.
Right.
Flash.
Override accepted. And I keep
Oh, thank
blowing my
God.
whistle for the accumulated smoke so that you can hear me, and I blow it at the door until all three have come out.
All right, are all three of you bailing out of here?
Yep.
Although as Rockclaw's the third one out, I do hold the door and consider it, and I sort of slowly close it and then I open it again just so he knows I was thinking about closing it on him.
Is there any old fire extinguishers that we could see?
How about you give me a perception plus, we'll say repair roll for knowledge of that type of thing.
2 fails.
2 fails. Do you say anything to anyone else, or
Anyone seen any fire extinguishers so we can try to put this out so we can actually save this building for the NCR?
Well, I'll say, perhaps, stupid spider mutant, we should remove the roof sheeting to let the rain in.
That's actually not a bad idea.
How? Go do that.
I suggest you assist, sir.
that's a big area to rip enough of the roof
Yeah, but
off?
like you gotta remember, like each of those garage doors has got like 3 to 4 bits of sheeting above them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be looking at just removing it from the peak of the roof.
Okay. So
Um,
you're doing it by yourself?
well,
I'll get up there and help him with the climbing gear.
Mm-hmm. So you'll
Yeah.
climb straight up. Abby and Marvin, are you recuperating, or are you climbing onto the roof to help lift up the corrugated sheeting to let the rain in?
I'll go help.
Recuperating.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So in which case, if we say, okay, you all successfully climb up, move to a different section, and start working on it. We'll say, Hal, you're leading this because you've already started ripping up the roof today. So can you give me a strength plus repair roll? And the other two can assist.
I got a failure from my side.
yeah, 1 success, which I guess is 0.
1 success for me.
Okay, so you try to get enough of it. It is rusted. It's bits of it are, once you think you get a grip, the tiny bits of flashing are snapping off because they're so old and rusted. They're too brittle to peel back like you would a new sheet.
All right, then let's just move all the gear that we can outside. We obviously already got the palletized stuff outside. Let's get the tool chests and shit outside that we're able to move.
Yep. So Abby's already gone through those tool chests, and she's picked out the choice items.
Okay. Well then,
So she's already spent time. So there's probably not much left in those.
Well, in that case, we might just have to look. By now, those 2 rooms are going to be burnt to shit anyway, regardless. Just gonna have to.
Well, if it's a
either.
concrete wall, the fire should be locked in there anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Metal door shouldn't come through, so it's only those 2 rooms.
Yeah. We
Okay.
could try and open up the front garage doors, or we just let it burn.
Let it
That's
burn.
Yeah.
All right. So are you guys climbing down off the roof at this point?
I'm floating down. Yeah.
Yep. So you've
I don't
climbed
want to
back
be
down.
on this thing when it collapses.
Yep. Are you ushering Abby outside or
I'm taking the pallets and moving them over.
moving them over to the
scrap pile.
other area? Yep. So the ones that
Yeah.
already have things loaded onto them, nice and conveniently.
And I put my poncho over anything that looks like it doesn't want to get wet.
Yep. Okay. So these bits and pieces they look decent when you looked through them
Yeah.
earlier,
Sure.
so they're worth protecting. Yep. So
Yeah,
you pin your poncho down over the majority of it into the pallets, so it doesn't look like it's going to move.
And I say, Captain, might I call this in, or should we investigate the angry one?
We should make sure we've cleared the area of any hostile targets.
Understood. Orders?
Heal up first.
So as you're communicating, are you doing this outside or have you come back inside, Hal? Because you can still
Well, I have to. I'm standing next to Abby.
next to Abby. Abby, have you come outside to talk to Hal, or are you staying inside the building that is currently on fire?
No, outside.
So
I mean, there is shelter in demountable anyway.
So, as you're discussing this, the screams that you have been hearing for the past few minutes from the end room, the windows at the end of the building burst out with fire and smoke as well, and you hear a series of very, very loud pops, thuds, and then the screaming stops.
Nice. Barbecue, anyone?
So with that,
Pops.
you have been left in relative quiet. The hammering rain, the sound of the flames, the smoke billowing up, the charred corpses lying around the vehicle nearby. You
Are
can.
the hands intact on the charred corpses around the vehicle? Given it's
You
raining?
haven't even looked at them yet. So first off, you can all have 1 experience.
Yay.
Do we get any experience for actually getting here?
You made it here in one piece. That should be experience enough on its own. You're just fishing now. All right, so you would like to look at the bodies? We doing this?
Look if the hands are intact.
Okay. Is the group joining you, or what are we doing?
I'm going to walk over to the other building.
I might patch up Abby if she passes over the med pad. I mean, the first aid kit.
You're just throwing this backwards and forwards all the time now.
Yeah, basically.
All right, so Rockclaw, are you going inside the demountable?
I'm
Don't
just
mess
going
up my keys.
to stand outside and just listen if I can hear anything.
Okay.
There's a window on the outside there, but I assume it was boarded up. I think you said it was boarded up.
It's all a lot of this area has been sort of patched up in different ways. So you're not able to see through the window. It's completely grimy and dirty. It is basically pitch black, so apart from the fire and whatever you can see with your flashlights as a group. So Hal, you can collect 6 hands
Very good.
from these people that I'm assuming you're going to register as foes.
Yes, that would be correct.
Rotclaw, you hear nothing from inside.
Alright, I'm gonna go in.
Mhm.
A gun drawn.
Yep. So you go into the first room, and you see 3 perfectly organized sets of keys that have been stacked up. One stack is red, one stack is yellow, one stack is blue. With a one of those peg boards that had fallen on the ground. There is a desk with a computer that's not currently turned on. And you see what looks like something out of Saw. There is a chain running through the connecting door to the next office, and the wall. Considering all Hal said was "Don't touch my keys," didn't warn you about the chained up door. What would you like to do?
How high a chance is it could I trip over?
Could you trip over?
And accidentally knock all the keys over?
Are you trying to make it look like an accident?
Yeah, it has to be made to look like an accident. It couldn't be it's forced.
Probably athletics. Charisma and athletics. Because it's acting.
Because you're trying to deceive here. I think I agree with that. Let's go charisma and athletics.
All right, give me an action point.
Fuck.
Charisma and athletics. That is 3 successes, baby, with a 1.
So Hal, all you hear from inside is shit, and a thud.
The scattering of keys.
The tinkling of keys as Rotclaw trips somewhat and thuds against the desk, scattering your piles of keys everywhere. A lot of them going into nooks and crannies underneath the desk.
Did I earn any action points back?
Look, yes, I will give you 1
With the natural 1?
back for that, yes. That is fine. Alright, the main building is continuing to burn. Presumably 3 of the rooms are well up in flames currently.
We didn't even know about. We don't even know there's a third room.
You have seen the window blow out and flames come out of
but
the end
same
room.
room to us.
Also true.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna wait here for the fucked up situation with this door until Abby comes over.
I'm waiting for a heal.
Alright, so Marvin, you healing up, Abby?
Yeah.
Alright, so if you can give me an intelligence plus medicine roll.
Medicine. That is 4 successes.
Fucking hell. Okay. That is 3 action points earned. So your intelligence plus your medicine And then you've got medic novice as well. Are you using the med kit?
What's the difference?
So
Again?
you can do first aid without a first aid kit, and it just does your intelligence plus medicine in healing, or you can do use the first aid kit to get a bonus on top.
Without the med kit.
Just without? Okay.
Yep.
So in which case, what's that? 8 plus 6, so 14 points of healing.
Wow.
Abby. So that brings you back up to full health. Excellent. All right, so Abby is healed.
I actually just needed to drink some of the rubbing alcohol.
No, you probably healed her and then used it as an excuse for you to drink it.
This is
One
like
for you, one for me.
this is like 100 proof, yeah. Jesus. Can you give me an endurance plus medicine roll, Marvin?
I think there should be an advantage here because this man's like,
Oh well, actually, funnily enough, again, I rolled a 2 and a 1, so 4 successes.
Not only do you stomach it, you feel enlightened by drinking straight rubbing alcohol. Considering most people normally chase it with milk or orange juice, you're just drinking it straight like a madman.
I think technically that makes it 200 proof.
Ugh. Oh, how are you still alive?
Radiation.
Sweet
He's
radiation.
Turning into a ghoul.
All right, so you've healed each other.
Waiting orders.
I'm gonna say this has taken a little bit, so we're at 18:30 hours.
That's the time that we got there.
So this is 6:30. So you got there at 5:30.
No, it was 5:30. It was 17:30 when we were an hour away.
Did
We
I
got there at
did I
18:30.
apologize?
Yeah, I think you are missing some time.
I must have missed one of the
Yeah.
that. Okay, so let's say it's 1700. 7 p.m. Pitch black. Still pouring with rain.
Yeah.
You're out in the rain next to a burning building with your flashlights, watching Hal cut hands off dead bodies.
Using his
Can't see
torch.
anyone. Can't see anyone coming, so I'm just going to kick the door in.
Just leaving it chained up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a shit wooden door, so you'd be able to do that.
Okay. So give me a strength plus athletics roll.
Three successes with a 1.
You got loaded dice, man.
Hey, I'm streaming my rolls as well.
So the door goes flying inwards. The chain unravels as you do so, and drops to the floor.
I will go in and pick that chain up too.
Mhm.
In case we forget to say later.
So, Rotclaw, you enter a room. On your left is a couch. On your right is what appears to be the body of a young woman, clutching a plasma pistol to her chest. She is covered in blood.
Does she look dead?
Give me an intelligence plus medicine roll.
I'm just going to fire one shot into her and see what happens.
Okay. That's a way to check.
Okay.
It's like, are you sure they're dead? Let me check.
Yeah, that should be
Okay.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Where are you firing this into her?
Straight into the chest.
Into her chest. Okay.
It's the biggest piece.
If she was alive, she's no longer alive.
And then I just sit down on the couch.
Any milk to drink there, psychopath?
Oh. Yep. So there is a super mutant cradling a light machine gun. Sorry, heavy machine gun.
I float in,
staring
rolling my
at-
chain. Yeah, I float in, rolling my chain up nonchalantly, and I pick up the gun and I offer it to the super mutant because he has space in his inventory. So this is just a matter of fact roll. You know, we're just cleaning up after the job. So I've rolling the chain up, picking it up, passing it over.
So
What-
are
what's
you
the
actually
plasma?
looting the body or
The
just?
gun?
I picked the gun up.
So there is a plasma pistol.
Mhm.
Are you going through the rest of what she's got, or are you just
After handing off the plasma pistol, sure.
okay?
Yep, plasma pistols in.
So Hal, as you looting her, you do notice that her skin is still very pink, so she probably was alive before the bullet went ripping through her chest.
Mhm.
Um,
Unfortunately, I'm not very medically minded, so I mean, if you like, I'll just give you a quick medicine just to make sure you're saying the right things because it's
intelligence
this long
plus medicine,
story is,
yeah.
yeah, it's a double fail in any scenario.
Okay.
I could roll 4 die. It's
All right.
probably going to be
So
a
you
fail
don't
anyway.
you don't spot anything either. Going
Nor
through
do I care.
everything on her, if you're turning her inside out, she has 4 plasma cartridges, which are a type of ammo.
I throw them over at the super mutant as well.
Yep. 1 Medex, which is a chem.
I'll take the medics.
2 Jet.
So it's 2 medics, 1 jet. Yeah.
1 plasma grenade.
Now we're talking.
And she is wearing a full suit of metal armor.
I don't think that matters. I ignore.
I'll take that. Swap it for my raider armor.
So
Oh,
you
really?
can't
Okay.
wear metal armor. It is shaped to
Oh,
a
okay.
standard human.
That's fine.
You can take it if you want, but you just
I'll
can't wear
take
it.
it. I'll offer it to Marvin.
What was it again? Sorry.
Marvin's got metal armor already.
Metal armor
Yeah.
or Abby.
Well, Abby's got a.
Abby's got power armor.
Well, she can wear it underneath.
It's not Fallout 4. I'm not doing this.
Okay. I go out to the boss and I say, permission to call in a successful.
As the building burns down in the background.
Permission to call in a success, Captain.
Do we feel that all enemies have been successfully dispatched?
Roger.
Is that as the building collapses behind us?
Yeah, parts of the roof now caving in and melting into the structure
Only
behind.
half the building.
The
Probability of
concrete is
survival
The
low.
concrete
probably
will
going to
hold
stay okay, but the rest of it's not going to be in great condition.
Yeah.
All right, hold it in.
Okay. Abby Gang 973, 1337, calling Brotherhood Command at the Chuckle Hut. Over.
Brotherhood. Who the fuck are you working for?
Who are we a part of?
NCR.
I think if you
Fucking
called
hell.
through as that, there would
I-
probably be hit squads dispatched on your
NCR
location.
Command. NCR Command.
Captain, that's registering as an automatic fail for for me. I think we need to lose a hand.
Does that sound like a ballistic missile inbound to you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna shake my dead man switch at him to quieten down.
Have you pulled the pin on another frag grenade?
Yeah, of course I got my new dead man lined
Okay,
up. Yeah.
okay, because you dropped the first one down
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hole
No,
into the.
I've
Okay.
I've sorted all that out.
Yep. All right.
Fucking hell.
So once again, Captain Lewis comes across and he says, "Abby's Chuckle Hut receiving. Abby's group, how are you faring? Is the site secured yet?"
Captain Lewis, site secured. Metal in large quantities of varying conditions. Received, sorted. Minor building damage due to fire. Did not compromise returned product. Several tangos dispatched. Operating goods vehicle captured. Crane not assessed. Recommend technicians inbound to secure site and analyze further. Trucks may be required post road access opening as metal quantity in excess of manual carry. Over.
Sounds like a success overall. Structural damage
we've-
from a fire. Can you enlighten me on what that involves? Over.
Oh, we've already got people incoming anyway, of course. Primary building compromised approximately 40%. Construction of building indicates that remaining 60% intact, including tooling and equipment, and the product, target product not stored in those areas, no effect on mission. Over. Report, Captain Lewis, report on status of previously incoming technicians deployed, a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, trucks will take a while to get there.
Are we required to wait here and remain on site until technicians arrive? Over.
The couple of things. So the trucks are going to take a while to get there. With this rain, the flooding is slowing everything that we're doing down. They haven't even left the ditch yet. On their way to you. You mentioned there's a crane on site. Is that operational?
Status unknown. Will assess. Of crane. Over.
All right. See if you can get that working for us as well, and then you can move on to your next objective. There should be a sawmill fairly close by.
Understood. Over. Captain Lewis would also like to report transgressions. Over. For the log.
Yep, go ahead.
3 transgressions by Mortis Rocklaw. Disobeying orders. Failing to identify with correct call signs. And failing to await orders from the captain. For the log, please. Over.
That was Rotclaw.
Mortis Rocklaw. Over.
Mortis Rotclaw. Yep. Got it, Hal. All right. We'll deal with that once you return. Focus on your primary at this time. And look, try to get some rest tonight.
Crane assessment will be rung in ASAP. Over and out.
Thank you.
He was pleased, Captain.
Very good. I think I heard you mention something about the crane. Shall we go and check it out?
Yes, Captain. Our finest technical mind should assess the crane, which is, of course, Marvin, by some margin. Marvin, the captain wishes for you to assess the operational status of the crane. Over.
Wiping my mouth off with the rubbing alcohol. Yeah, right. Let's give it a quick look. Feeling great right now.
You're actually walking sideways towards the crane, just like listing as you go.
I'm gonna just stretch out on the couch.
You're relaxing on the couch. Hal
Yep.
9000, have you spotted your keys yet, or is that a future problem?
Look, the main thing for me is going to grabbing those last two hands. Are they intact?
The la Yes, you pried the plasma pistol out of those hands.
Was she a friend or foe? I think because I was told to lock her up, that made her a foe.
Well, she did fire at Abby.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
So, there's a plasma burn on the side of Abby's power armor from her shooting at her. So, probably foe.
Be pleased to know I'm at the half century for collected hands.
As Hal's walking out, I say to him, "Why don't you go check that last building that's on fire? There's probably some more hands in there for you."
Understood. I will, as you are a fire expert like myself, if you don't mind, I'd like you to lead the way.
No, it's good. I'm just having a rest on the couch.
Yeah. Understood.
With the dead body.
Yeah, I'm using her head as a pillow.
Oh god.
And when
is it
Hal
still
walks
attached
out,
to the body?
well, no. As Hal walks out, I'm going to chop the head off and put it in the TARDIS.
Yeah, well, you have to bag it, won't you?
Yeah. Okay. So now there is a headless body sitting in the room with you.
Headless and handless.
A headless and handless. What the? If you guys leave this for the NCR text, they're gonna come through and be like, "The fuck happened here?"
Anyone would be thinking you're trying to stop identification.
Oh.
I mean, did we leave a bunch of handless corpses at the first Red Rocket?
Yeah, this is the first place that's been left headless and handless. In fact, in many ways, this is the least headless and handless place because all those people outside have got heads.
I feel like there's like a branch of the military police that are investigating this group of serial killers roaming the frontier. But Abby, are you assisting Marvin, or are you going inside the office?
I am assisting.
Assisting? All right. So Abby, you're holding the torch up so that Marvin can see what he's looking at. You approach the crane. It's looking worse for wear. It's definitely seen better days. A big part of it has collapsed, and that collapsed section has basically collapsed into the base of it. First thing is you would need to take a look at the motor on the bottom of the crane and see whether it's actually looking any good. Marvin, if you can give me a perception plus repair roll.
Plus repair. 1 success.
1 success?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So in which case you take a look at it. The motor itself is not looking good. You identify a couple of parts that have been smashed in on it that are critical to it running. You manage to pry off parts of the casing and identify them. Looking in the area around you, you've got lots of primo bits of scrap. So you could go searching through these piles, through some of the boxes that have been collected already, to try to find the parts that you need. It's going to take you a bit of time to do so.
Can I get the boss to help me with this for a bit of an advantage?
Yep. Yeah. So, in which case, do you want to roll an extra d20, or Abby, do you want to assist? Assist.
Yeah, get her to assist.
Yep. All right. So, in which case, if you can roll another perception and repair roll for me.
Oh, there we go. That is 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, good. So it takes you. It's about an hour. So we're now moving on. It's now. Yes. Sorry. See, because you may be able to earn some action points. Natural one. So 2 action points would be generated if you weren't already maxed out. So you guys easily find what you're looking for. Extricating those parts takes a little bit.
Build your own crane box right over there.
Yep. So you repair the components of the engine. You then attempt to start it. You have no keys for the motor.
There were a heap of keys in that building that Hal sorted. Maybe one of them is for this.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a good thing that the robot's got it all cleared up. I'm sure we can find the right one.
So
I'll walk over to Hal. Hey Hal, you sorted some keys earlier. Can you take us to that?
Yes. What was the any identifying marks on the lock you wish to activate?
We're trying to find the key that matches the crane that we need to turn on.
What did it look like? I've stored all of them and ordered them according to from least to most likely to operate a crane. It made sense to me as on one end of the scale is digger, and on the other end of the crane, on the other end of the scale is crane, as they were the 2 items which I felt were most likely and to have keys.
So as the 3 of you are walking back inside the office, you see this pile of keys has been scattered everywhere, underneath the desk, all over the office.
Definitely see you had some type of organization. Definitely robotic logic there, I can tell.
I'd like to, because I've sorted all of these and I am a machine, I will remember exactly what the order was and what the key looked like. So the actual physical manifestation of it, I feel, would be irrelevant, whether there's a dice roll required or not.
Yep, so if you can roll a d20 for me.
2.
2. Abby, Marvin, are you helping to look for this as well?
Yeah. I'll assist.
Okay, so if each of you can roll a d20 as well.
Currently asleep on the couch.
Fail.
No, what's the actual number you roll? So, this isn't a skill check specifically, I just need a number.
14.
Alrighty. So, collectively, you managed to find wedged underneath one leg of the desk. There is the key that Hal is describing as the most likely to operate a crane with a red tag. Hal holds it up triumphantly.
No, I don't hold it up triumphantly. I just hold it up.
This one. Pointing.
Yeah, no, I just because it's just very matter of fact. I mean, I remember what they look like. I had them stored in my, brain when I ran the sorting algorithm.
Easy. So,
well, boss, you want to do the honors?
All right, let's go and try it.
Hopefully there's no electric shock as you operate the key.
patch up repair and torrential rain. It's not going to damage it. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, electrical repair on hundreds of years decommissioned crane motors. not wanting to bring facts into it, but I'd be using a glove or a my fucking I'd be using my sleeve to turn this motherfucker, and I probably wouldn't be touching anything.
You turn it on, and you get no response.
There'll be a fusion cell there somewhere, won't there?
There is a fusion core in it that is completely depleted.
Here it is. Predictable.
Predictable.
That's alright. We've got a fusion core.
Yep. So I think Rotclaw was carrying that last, wasn't he?
No, I gave it to Abby.
Oh, yours went into the power armor.
Yeah.
So who has a fusion core?
I have a fusion battery, but I feel like that's too high.
That's too low.
Oh.
Fusion core is highest.
Ah. Hal, you've got you had some fusion cores, didn't you?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's got 2.
Can you slot one in here?
Yes, ma'am.
Remember to
and I
take
do.
her out to dinner afterwards.
I do. I put the fusion core in, and it's a little bit stuck just at the end, and I give it a bit of a thrust and a bump with the hips to knock it in.
It's all in the hips. Hey, it's all in the hips.
Firm but fair.
So you bump it in, and Marvin, you turn the key.
Yep.
The motor sputters to life. Fairly simple controls. You've got up and down on the crane. You've got left and right to make it rotate. So the crane itself is functional. You have achieved what is required.
Okay, yeah. Obviously, very proud at spins.
I'm
Get a
very
lot of
proud at
use
spins.
for it.
Oh yeah.
Don't
I'd
drop
like
anything on Abby. Don't drop anything on Abby. Don't
I'd
drop
like to
anything on Abby.
I'd like to call it in with that success,
Mhm.
yeah, Captain.
Do whatever you need.
Okay, understood. I need to call it in.
I need some vape time.
Breaker 91337 gang calling NCR. Chuckle Hut designation Abby. Over.
Captain Lewis coming across. Yep.
Captain.
Abby's Chuckle Hut coming in. Is that Abby's group?
Yes, sir. Captain identifier HAL 9001. Short. Update. Crane. Functional. Requires motor repaired. Will require 1 fusion core. Tested with fusion core from armor. Operates successfully. Fusion core removed to continue mission. Technicians required to bring 1 fusion core if required to operate crane. Over.
And you hear static for a moment.
Mhm.
And then Captain Lewis cutting through going, you almost get that?
And
And
I
then
did roll
static
4
cuts out.
Yep, I did roll 4 successes on my deception for what it's worth.
He did not hear basically anything
Okay.
that you said.
Okay. I'll
It seems
attempt
like at
again.
this point in time you're not able to get through. Something in the weather's getting in the way.
I will attempt again, though. I will say, crane. Good. Crane. Good. Out. Over. And I'll just hope that some of that got through.
All you hear is static back.
And I say to Rockcore, you're lucky. I had another report written up for you. It'll have to wait.
Rockclaw is still sleeping, and if he had heard you, he would have reported you for lying.
Well, he did not. Luckily, didn't he? And I say to the captain, I suggest we remove that fusion core, so as not to look suspicious.
So with that, you have repaired the crane, secured the site-ish,
Mm.
as sections of the building are falling down in the background.
And for posterity, for the next session, let's take that car with us when we go to the next place, rather than walking. We
Yep,
can
sounds
fucking
good.
We can Brady bunch it again.
Now, just to end out the night, are you resting here for the night in the office? Are you wanting to start moving on?
No, we'll stay here, I reckon.
Yeah.
Stay here
Yeah.
for
Well,
the
we
night?
can we can stay here, but Nos, I don't think we need this scene anymore, right?
We can probably theatre of the mind
I'm thinking that, hey.
the rest of that. Yep. Sounds good. Excellent. Thank you very much, guys. You can have one more experience for
Hey.
completing that scene.
So close.
So close.
Thanks whoever's updating mine, Nos. Appreciate it.
I was trying to update Abby's, but I'm on the wrong page. Give me a sec.
Alright. I was standing up, so it saved me having to move my arms.
Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. That was good. I have
Cool.
fire markers.
Yay.
They actually seem to show up pretty well on the camera.
No, they're good as shit. Same with the body markers, they show up good in white there.
Yeah, just like super, super bright.
Be interested to see how it goes with the writing. That'll be the ones, the status markers. That's what I'm most curious about with yours. And mine.
Yeah, well that's the thing. It's like now that I'm seeing how good the white shows, do I just
Yeah.
make them white?
Potentially. Yeah,
Um,
potentially.
I don't know. Why don't I grab the if you're happy to humor me for 30 seconds and I can test
I'll be here for a while, man.
the green ones. Cool.
I gotta head
Um,
off though. I'll catch you guys
alright.
next week.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much,
Yeah,
Rob.
mate.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they make a bit of a racket. Maybe you have to put some lube or something in those slides,
In the grooves.
or give them a light slander. I think they're
I got a bit of paraffin wax there. I'll rub that along.
yeah, that might be the go. If
Um,
not that, Vaseline or something, but yeah, probably something harder like a paraffin would probably be better, eh?
That's what I'm thinking. Okay,
Yeah.
so that is a couple of the basic ones I've just dropped in the middle. Are they even readable?
So what have we got? We've got
The left one looks a bit skanky,
held
but I don't
action.
think it's painted as well.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that one I've got a little less paint on it. It's not looking...
Definitely. The right one's
white one's
okay.
clear.
Oh, it could be better. I think what color is that? Is that a beige or is that a white? Because it kind of looks like a sand color held action there.
both of them are the same color. They're a cyan.
Cyan. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But the left one definitely hasn't been. You need to give that another coat.
It
or
yeah, it
two.
needs a bit more.
I think I found with mine, even then, I needed like 3 coats on it when I was doing my test one, even.
Yeah. Just comparing it to how much the white just jumps.
Mm.
Kind of tempted to just go the white.
Yeah.
Just solely for readability. As much as I like having the different colors, I don't think it's going to be effective there
Yeah.
for this purpose. Like if you're sitting here with me, you can read them just fine. They're perfect.
Yep.
But
there's a distinct difference there.
but building it for webcam use.
Yeah.
That is excellent. I had absolutely no idea how you guys were going to go with this one.
Why that?
Because there was a lot of different ways it could have gone. I had written out 3 different scenarios on how you could have taken this.
With one of them peel the roof up and throw grenades in?
Not a single one was peel the roof up and throw grenades in. I love the fact that's what you did.
Makes sense. The other way's grass. Shit to go.
The fact that I rolled up armored door for the last one. Made me chuckle really hard because that wasn't actually pre-planned.
Yeah.
But thinking about it, probably should have been anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It kind of forced the hand, really. Meant we're gonna have to come in hot and heavy, hey?
yeah, well, I mean the powder charges, that would have been a good option as well, just breaching the
Yeah,
room.
we could have got shot to shit from all those people with energy weapons.